and we are back on the Free Range Tales. With me, as always, my homie, Adrian Lozano.
What's up, Jason?
What's up, dude? How you doing? Oh, some spirits to be on them.
Yeah.
Just like on, now you get to watch us. That's why we started recording this stuff. Now you can watch us. Cheers,
Yeah,
buddy.
cheers, dude.
Good to see you again.
Mm-hmm. What are you sipping on?
I got some Brewery X Double Hazy IPA. This thing's delicious.
I'm taking it across the pond over to Germany. Bitburger.
Nice, dude.
Bitburger, yeah.
You're an international man. International flavor.
Yeah, good stuff.
So yeah, wanted to come to you guys with another gear review. We've done a couple gear reviews, and tonight we wanted to talk to you about packs.
Versus packs.
Yeah, we're doing a versus
here.
here. So we got Kuiu versus Mystery Ranch. And so, you know, there's a bunch of different selections out there, a bunch of different packs that you can buy and use. And so we want to talk about some of the features that got us to purchase the packs that we purchased. Different brands, obviously, different camo patterns even. You know, so all these things kind of go into what you're buying a pack. And so since there's a bunch of different features and a bunch of different packs out there, it's important to kind of talk about why we decided to buy these ones and go with these ones. Again, we're not affiliated with any of these brands, but just something we decided to do. And so
these are the packs that we run, and we just wanted to point out, you know, there's a whole bunch of different materials that go into these and different types, and one company uses one and the other one says that we got the best and we use this, and the adjustability of these. We just wanted to go over, you know, Jason picked a Kuiu pack and I picked a Mystery Ranch pack, Metcalf. So we just wanted to kind of go over, after we have actually tested it with fully loaded, you know, 80 pounds or something like that in our packs, how much, what it felt like on our backs and whatnot. So that's yeah, we wanted to do a kind of side by side instead of an individual one on this, so we could have some fun with it. Yeah, we're not saying one's better than the other at all. Whatever works for you out there is the best choice. It's, you know, kind of like wine, right? If it tastes good, then it's a good bottle of wine. That's
a great segue. So we'll start with the Kuiu pack here. And so obviously I've talked about this before. I'm a Kuiu fan. I have a lot of Kuiu gear. I run a bunch of Kuiu camo. One of the things that got me excited about Kuiu in general with their clothing and their packs is that they create systems, right? So they're all based off a system. Layering for their clothing, you know, you can buy a whole layering from merino wool on up to down, and how you're doing it depending on what style of hunting you're doing or what season it is. And their packs also kind of have the same thing. What I've been running for a while, I've had this pack for a few years now, is the Kuiu Pro, and this is the 3600 pack that's associated with it. So the cool thing about Kuiu is they have a frame system. This frame is a carbon fiber frame, so super lightweight, super strong, and can hold a lot of load. And so with these pack systems, is they have a bunch of different pack sizes, and I think they start at like 2400, 3600. I think they jump to a 66, and then they have like a 7800. And so those are the amount of liters, I believe. They're cubic inches. I can't remember.
The volume.
Yeah,
it's the volume of the pack and how much, basically how long of a trip you're going to be on.
Exactly, and that's kind of why I picked kind of one on the kind of the medium to lower end, 3600. I've used this on a couple overnight hunts, but primarily been doing a lot of base camp style hunts where I'm day hunting or have like a base camp, and then I'm just going from that base camp out. And so I didn't really need a huge pack because I'm just bringing what I need for the day. The overnight it kind of pushed this thing to its limits a little bit. I kind of am a little bit of an overpacker. I'm not counting pounds and ounces super closely, but it gets a little tight, and I think if you're going to do longer than a day and a half, 2 days, you're probably going to have to bump up to the 6600, which is cool because you can just use this same frame system. And that was why the reason I liked it is the same frame system, but you can just remove the pack, and now you have a bigger pack that you can attach onto it.
That's a pretty sweet feature of that.
Yeah,
I really like
killer.
that.
And so this pack right here, I mean,
keeping it with the frame, you were just telling me about some adjustability with the.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's go into that.
We'll just kind of start with the frame, and we'll kind of work our way out to the bag itself. So the frame, again, it's rated up to 150 pounds load carrying capacity, which is probably more than I want to carry. You know, there's some situations, maybe you're on a crazy, you know, backcountry hunt, and you're solo and you got to get everything out, or you have all your gear plus you need to carry your meat. you could reach that number.
Or you could get me out.
Yeah, totally. I could throw you under, strap you onto the back, and you probably could, probably could do it.
Yeah.
But this frame system is kind of cool. So the frames, they sell in sizes. Obviously, I'm a pretty small guy, and so I use a small to medium, and then they have large and extra large. And so it's cool because it's fully adjustable, and this system, I don't want to adjust it because it's attached to how I like it and how I like to run it. But these straps, you can adjust up how tall you are. If you're taller, you can adjust it up. I've got it almost down to the bottom, so I'm at kind of the bottom of it. But this lumbar support is adjustable too, how you want to run that.
That's pretty cool.
This lumbar is super, super bomber and super, super good.
Very pronounced, very legit, and it's got like this rubber kind of texture on it almost, which stops your pack probably from
it doesn't move at all.
back.
Once it's like on your back and it's got some weight in there, it stays
There's no rubber here, but in the
just
back,
on that lumbar, because it keeps it just right in the middle of your back.
That's legit.
And so you can adjust it. If you buy a pack that isn't adjustable, and maybe you're just a little shorter than the recommendation, or you're just a little taller than the recommendation, it's not going to fit right. This is what makes this really cool, is that you can adjust it to fit you just right, and make sure that it's in your lumbar correctly, that the waist is going around you correctly, and the straps are on you just right. And then also with the straps for your shoulder straps, these are adjustable too. So if you're a little broader shouldered, you can adjust it and articulate them out. So that's super, super cool.
That's
or you
really
can bring
rad.
them in. If you're a little narrower, you can bring them in. And so it's fully adjustable. Maybe you're a little like awkwardly shaped, and maybe your shoulder's a little higher than the other side. You can fully adjust it, and you can do it on the fly too. So say you're out and you're packing out and you're like, man, this thing is awkwardly heavy and it's not sitting on my right shoulder right. You can adjust it so that it sits on your shoulder a little bit better, and so it's fully adjustable. The cool thing about this frame too, just kind of, we'll get into that load shelf. I started talking about the capability of the load shelf. You've got the adjustments here to get to that load shelf. Pretty quick and easy to do. You can remove it, and there's your frame, right? And then you've got a shelf to then pack the meat on right there, and you can adjust it. This one's still got blood on it.
Yeah,
actually.
why is it red?
Yeah, it's got blood on it. But so it's pretty cool. Like I said, this frame here, carbon fiber, rated up to 150 pounds. Awesome stuff. This thing is super sturdy, super bomber. Not going to break it. And again, you can take the pack, and then if you're going on like an extended day trip, you can adjust. You just buy another pack and just put it right on there. So it's pretty cool.
So you don't have to buy the whole.
You don't have to buy the whole system.
The whole harness anymore.
Yes, correct.
So this harness can be set up for your body, and then you just switch out depending on the size of trip you're going on.
Correct.
Dude,
exactly.
that's sick.
It's pretty sweet. So that was one of the things that really attracted me to it, because it's just like I have.
And like you said, it's a system. That's the key word on that. It's a system that you can plug and play.
Yep, and that was kind of the attraction to Kuiu itself, and then obviously well thought out here.
And this is the bow holder, right? A rifle.
Bought the add-ons for the bow holder. So they sell a bunch of things. Again, system mindset, right? So they have all these different things that you can add on, do a bunch of bow hunting, and so can carry the bow in this, and it kind of is a cool system that you can attach the bow to it. Makes it super compact to your body. You're hiking out, you're trying to get to the spot without doing it.
Double water pouch.
Double water pouches.
Those are sewn in, so you can't take those out. Those are in there.
Those are in there. It's kind of funny the way I usually do. I bring like a lightweight chair to sit on, or a pad to sit on that like folds into a compact thing. I put it right in here.
Yeah, like one of these. Yeah,
exactly. I kind of fold it up in there and put it on one side, then I carry my tripod in the other, and I change it out all the time. But that's another thing too, is that all the way this thing's packaged up, and so many compartments on this thing, and just you can run so many different ways, and that's the way I like to do it. I kind of have it the way I pack it, and you can just kind of mess with it, but there's a lot of good packaging places to put everything you want to carry with
loading
you.
wise, I noticed it doesn't have like the top lid to it. A lot of them that have the
so the 6600 has a lid. This one does not.
Yeah.
And this one's just kind of a horseshoe shaped zipper,
so
you
it opens
can
all the way up.
open it all the way up.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of compartments in here, so you can store stuff in there.
That's pretty
I
nice.
kind of like to be really, really organized, and obviously this kind of helps me to do it, because I go, hey, I'm going to put my kill kit here, I'm going to put my first aid kit here, I'm going to put my knives here, I'm going to put an extra jacket here, I'm going to put extra pair of binos or optics somewhere in here. So that's the way I run it. You got the Kuiu. bought the water. I'm drink the Kool-Aid, man. I bought the water connection that goes in here too. They sell a water pouch with a hose that you can just slide right in the back in here, and it's good to go.
So the water bladder goes in here.
Yep.
In a little pouch, and so that's extra. You actually purchase.
Yeah, you have
extra.
to actually purchase that extra. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the thing. I mean, that's kind of maybe
so like you said, it's a system.
Potential drawbacks. You got to buy a lot of the accessories, but again, you may not need those things.
But then that's what's kind of cool. If they added it to it, you don't like a water bladder. You don't even want that in there. So that's kind of what they give you the option.
Right.
Which is nice.
And like Adrian said, I think, running this thing for a long time, I know how I like to pack it. I know how I like to load it up. I say probably on average for day hunts, I'm running anywhere from 25 to 35 pounds depending on the season and what's going on, how much water I'm carrying. And then we've packed out meat in these things and just carried the load. I actually ruck in this thing all the time. Part of my training program, I actually did it today. I just took the sandbag out. Little hot tip for you guys, if you want to and you want to train, go to your local hardware supply store, buy a bag of sand, a 50-pound bag, a 60-pound bag, 70-pound bag, whatever you want.
It's like $7.
Yeah, for it's like $5, $6, $7. I duct tape it up so it doesn't leak. Just duct tape it all up, and then you can use that to carry around to basically train for your upcoming hunts. And so I've been doing that. We're going on a hunt. I've been kind of training for it, carrying around that sandbag and kind of just putting some miles in to kind of get my legs ready for carrying loads. And so these things work great. This one's been great for me. Love the system. And Kuiu, it's kind of just
it's a great company.
Comes in my favorite camo colors.
It's like they're taking guys from the field and saying, hey, what do you want in your gear? And it's like they're just applying it to their gear.
Yeah, they got great R&D. They kind of I like the idea of like the mountain hunting, the lightweight systems that they kind of run, and this kind of just perpetuates that, and I really like it.
How long you been running this pack?
I've had it for 4 or 5 years now. I've had it for a while.
Since you started hunting.
Yeah, pretty much had it since I started.
No buckles have broken, zippers are still
That's
perfect.
the thing too. It's the material itself is like a Cordura, ripstop material, super bomber, kind of wicks moisture off of it. I've never I've got a rain cover. I've actually got it in here. Had to buy the rain cover, but you can put a rain cover on there.
Right.
Yeah, dude, this thing's super bomber. Never had anything break on it. Been super fortunate about that. And I kind of use and abuse it. I use it to ruck all the time.
Use it. Definitely.
Good pack, man. I want to move on to Mystery Ranch and talk about that one.
Actually a year ago, this was a birthday present from my wife. So yeah, the wifey hooked it up. Mystery Ranch. It's called a Metcalf. I'm not 100% on the leader capabilities. I think I want to say it's around that 4,000 range. But it's a top loading style bag, so you have kind of like the drawstrings on the front. So this thing gets pretty big in that sense.
It's pretty big, man. You get a lot of stuff in there. Dude.
Yeah, God, I should have looked up the leaders, which we'll probably have to edit the video and put it on there. I don't see it on there. Anyways, okay. So basically, it's got a couple of straps in the front for your bow or your rifle. I like to put my bow in here, strap it on the front. I also run, like Jason was saying, like for glassing. We like to run these like REI type little chairs that you can just sit and you have a back to it. I kind of like having the backrest. That really helps me out.
And hours on the glass.
Exactly. Hours on the glass. You want to be comfortable. But not too comfortable where you fall asleep and you don't see the deer or the animals you're there for. So I run my chair like that, my glassing chair, and then I strap on my bow if I'm not going to carry it anymore, or it's a long hike or whatever. I'll strap it on the front like that. It's got a couple of pockets on the side. It doesn't really feel like it's big enough or comfortable enough for a Nalgene, so I don't want to run that. I'm actually probably going to get like the Nalgene external pouch for it for the side of the harness. I just run like a bear spray on one side. I kind of just keep my pack with certain things in it that they don't leave. So I've got like rain pants in here and a rain jacket. I got my kill kit in here. And believe it or not, I have a knee brace in here
just in case.
Because I'm 41, baby. No, sometimes my knee's been bothering me on a hike, and that can really take you out. And I throw on the knee brace, and I'm like fine. So sometimes I just keep that knee brace in there, and I know it's extra weight, but it's all good. Let's go with the lid next. Also side so it's not just from the top that you can get into this. You can get in from the side, which is pretty nice. And it's got the top, so you can zipper it from the top down or the you know, bottom up. That's pretty nice, but it is only on one side. So if you gotta kind of pack your pack knowing that if you need to get to something, it's going to be on only one side for that access in there.
That's kind of cool though, like if you have like a layer that you want to get to that isn't at the top, or you don't want to totally undo
you don't want to
everything.
take off the lid.
Yeah, you can just slide in and grab it. And it's a pretty sweet little feature.
Yeah, I do keep access to, that's exactly right, my jacket is usually up here on top, and I could just like zip down, grab my jacket out. And then my like jet boil and lunch or snacks will be right here at the bottom, and super easy access for that. So I love that feature of it. The lid, pretty standard. It does have like two separate pouches in it, which can kind of hold a lot. You know, I got my
sneaks,
my hush cushions in here. So, you know, the rain fly for my pack in case it starts raining. A buff, you know. Little stuff like that, extra buckles, little things like that. First aid's up here, all that fun stuff. My duty bag, yeah, all that fun stuff. Oh, there's some bars.
Yum.
That's still good.
Well, it's kind of cool. I mean, I think like, you know, all this stuff, like, and I like it. I like that double pack on the top because it's like allows you to be organized, right? Like I would geek out on that stuff, and I like to have each compartment has its own function, right?
Yep.
And so that really that's a nice feature too.
Yep. So I really do like the feature that it's separated and not just one big pouch like I've had on other packs, more like backpacking packs. The frame also carbon fiber. I forget, they have some technology with the frame, but I don't know the weight rating on it. I just know it's pretty comfortable when there's a lot. Same thing as Jason's pack, where I could unbuckle this in the back, and then you got that load kind of, what would you call it? A load shelf?
A load shelf, yeah.
Yeah, so I have the ability to put meat in between, which we did, and then this is fully adjustable here. This will actually extend out even more. So depending on how wide and how much meat you got, you can really load this up. And there's some nice blood stains thanks to Jason's great shot, buddy. 55 yards, baby. So yeah, there's a lot of good load capacity there for your meat. Really good harness here. This one does not. I don't know if like you probably could actually. I mean, if the other, I don't know if this is a system with a mystery ranch where you could take off the pack and then throw on another one. I actually don't know that, but pretty cool as far as like how it takes the weight off your back and your neck and all that fun stuff. This harness is super adjustable. It actually comes with this like plastic piece that you separate the Velcro down here. I'm not gonna do it all the way, but you guys get the idea. You go through down here and you separate the Velcro, and then you can adjust your harness based on how tall your torso is. So super adjustable and comfortable for that. Get it the right fit. And then yeah, very cushioned, good shoulder straps, not adjustable like Jason's where you could actually the width of your back. I don't have the adjustable lower lumbar support. But I will say that they have a 5-point harness with their waist belt. They have a 5-point harness system to where when you put it on, it's kind of like the harness, or the waist belt harness is actually articulated in a certain way to where when you strap it on, it's like it almost wraps down and
hugs you a little bit.
Yeah, it really hugs your hips, and that's always one thing that I've noticed with backpacking, just backpacking in general. I'm always like adjusting my side hip belt, and that was always annoying. This is the first pack that I gotta say it was like the most comfortable thing with that much weight on. I as long as you packed it right, cinched everything down, all your buckles and everything, and you had it on right, I mean, man, it felt amazing. It doesn't come with any pouches on the side. I don't know. This comes with your pouches?
No, actually, those are again part of the system. You had to kind of buy
those things. Yeah, so this one didn't come with any pouches, but I do want to add a little pouch like that on the side because they're, you know, chapstick and stuff like that is nice to have access to.
Yeah, I tend to run like my, I'll run like my headlamp in there or like a pair of gloves or something I just want to get to really easy.
That's really smart and easy access to that.
That's where my headlamp's right there.
One of the last things I wanted to cover with this bad boy is the buckles themselves. A lot of these companies have really spent a lot of time, research, and technology on these buckles. What's really cool about these buckles is that they are, I think they call it the SJ auto locking because someone came up with this, but all of these straps come with these Velcro, so you can kind of see, like, I don't have a lot of straps hanging and dangling around. They're all like nubbed up with the Velcro that's wrapped around them. So these Velcros can come off completely, as you can see. But if you, that's pretty nice that they come with that. But this buckle, you can cinch it down all the way and it locks. It's completely locked. You have to actually release it. There's actually a release here, and it makes it super easy to loosen and tighten your buckle right there. So that's like a really quick thing to do, especially with gloves on. You just got like these two ridges here for your thumb, and you can really open it up super fast. And you know when it's cinched really tight and that buckle's, you know, kind of gotten its good angle on there, you can't really lift it. You have to unbuckle it or something like that. Maybe sometimes
I think about that a lot too. Like when, you know, kind of get to the first glassing knob, you know, you kind of pack everything up. You have to cinch down really tight, so it's like really kind of compact. And it works when you're hiking and not having things wobble around on you. You get to the first glassing knob and, you know, you're trying to be quiet, set up, and do your thing. And sometimes, like, you're wrestling with buckles and things.
And maybe you don't want to do a little click of the buckle, and you just want it, like, so my glassing chair, I just loosen it up, loosen both of them up, slide out my glassing chair, set that up. So I make virtually no noise undoing my glassing chair and set up.
That's pretty sweet.
But I really like the buckles. So that was a pretty cool thing. Straps on the bottom. You know, you could throw the amount of options as far as this pack and the volume size. You can do a week in it. You could probably extend it for a 10-day if you were really counting your weight and your ounces. But it is a huge pack. The lid goes up higher. I have it cinched down to the bottom because I still use this for day hunts. You know, that's the other cool thing is, like, as big as it could be for a multi-day, even week-plus trip, I can still cinch it down. And after this is all buckled and cinched down, it stays pretty compact to itself. You know, so we're not talking, you know, much more than this as far as, like, I would put my water bladder in here, snacks, but that's not going to puff it out too much. But yeah, it's good for your day stocks, and it's also great for your week-long trips.
That's super versatile, and, like, that's pretty cool because
you even pointed out something.
That thing's killer. You should talk about that thing a little bit.
So yeah, with the harness, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, bud. But yeah, Jason, you know, before we even started recording, he saw the pack on the ground and standing up like this, and he was like, actually, that's pretty cool, you know, carrying it like that. That's how I load the pack in the truck every morning, you know, when we go on a hunt. I grab it right here, grab the bottom, lift it up, put it in the truck, and it's really, really handy to have this, like, frame handle right there on top. So that was a pretty cool feature. I don't know if they designed it to do that, but I love that.
No, that was the first thing that jumped out at me. It, like, makes it easy to grab it, easy to kind of lift it. You know, even like hoisting. Sometimes you got a really heavy pack. Hoisting it onto your knee, it's like kind of a wrestling match. And this one just has the traditional, you know, kind of webbing.
Like a webbing.
You know, like, and so, webbing. You know, it's like it's super bomber, but it's just not as comfortable as that one. Just to kind of grab it, that one makes it really, really easy. I mean, as you can see, a lot of different features in all the packs that are out there. There's a couple other brands that are out there as well that probably offer just as much, maybe more, and different kind of features, right?
Yeah.
But these ones work for us. We've kind of put them through the paces and have been great. And I think, you know, kind of a theme that I think both of us were talking about is, like, dialing it in and how much versatility, how much organization, how much, like, all the things that are thought out by these design teams that make these packs, and then we kind of come up with creative ways to kind of do it. And, you know, for both of them, like, there aren't too many things that I'm like, I wish it had this, right? I wish it had that.
Right.
Because, you know, I use this thing all the time, and it always meets the call and does what I need it to do every single time, right? And I'm not thinking about gear. I always say that about gear. If I'm not thinking about it, I'm just using it, and it's not a thought I can focus on, because there's a million other things I need to focus on while I'm out there. So it's great to do that, you know. So it's super cool.
I mean, if there's one thing I would add is maybe like a neck massager, legit. But no, other than that, yeah, like you said, even though they have really completely different features. Like I don't have this for my bow, even though I want this for my my bow on my pack, because it kind of protects your cams and your limbs at the bottom and your strings in your cam. So that any more protection like that, which weighs nothing. I mean, you're not adding much weight to yourself, and it protects your gear, like especially your bow, the tool that you're using to take your animal. That is something that I would love to add to my bow or to my pack. Even though they have different features, man, it's like there's, like you said, there's not something that I'm like, oh, I wish I had that. Other than that, which is an add-on.
Yeah,
you know,
add-on
all this stuff you can really add on with like all the loops and options that they have now. But I don't know how much yours runs. Did you buy it online?
Yeah.
Or did you like buy it at a store? You didn't buy it at a store?
No, I didn't go to the store. I mean, that's the cool thing about Kuiu's.
So you didn't get to try it on though.
No, but
they
do a pretty good job. I mean, Kuiu, kind of their business model, and they were one of the first brands that really pushed this business model. With the emergence of the internet, they went fully consumer direct, right?
Yeah, so they're direct to consumer, and they're known for that. Basically, there's no upcharge, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's kind of what
sense.
they claim, is they're saying, hey, we're going to give you a better product that you're not having to pay that 10, 15, 20% markup that the retailers are going to charge you to kind of have it in their store and distribute it and do all that stuff. So, yeah, I bought it direct. I want to say that, gosh, man, the pack system, I can't remember. I probably should know this. I mean, you can look it up on Kuiu if you just Google it. You know, I want to say it's like between $350 and $400, something like that for the full system. The bag itself probably runs about $250 to $300. And then the frames, you know, another kind of like $150 to $200.
Gotcha.
You know, so it's like.
But which is cool with Kuiu. I mean, like you said, you got that system now. So like, you know, hey Jay, let's plan a 10-day trip.
Yeah.
Boom. You know, hey, I just need to go get my other pack and swap it out, and like the harness is still set up for you. That's what's sick.
Yeah, that's kind of, again, that was one of the really good selling points for me, was that system. Knowing that, you know, there's going to be some backpack hunts that, you know, I've had that 6600. I think I've put it in my cart probably 10 or 15 times, and then kind of go, nah, I don't need it. So as soon as I get that trip where I'm going on a backcountry hunt or going on an extended day hunt, you know, it'll happen. But again, we've been running a lot of kind of day trips and stuff, so I haven't really needed to do that. But
I think this is called the Metcalf 80.
Yeah,
80 liters. That one's done by cubic inches, 3,600.
Yeah, correct.
So that's kind of like, if you're looking for a pack, that's whether it's going to be, the volume is going to be measured in either cubic inches or liters. So that's what I think this is the 80. I want to say it's the Metcalf 80. It just,
I mean, it's pretty big, dude. I mean, when you extend it out that whole, dude, it's big.
And I have an 80 at home that's a backpacking one. I think it's an 80. So yeah,
sense.
anyways, super cool stuff, man. Love the gear now. Yeah, I mean, like you said, how can you make it better? But I guess you could just go lighter and stuff. The material is 500D. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's kind of a ripstop Cordura.
Yeah, Cordura.
Same
I'm
thing.
just trying to think of all the facts.
Pretty comparable, dude. Like a lot of the materials, like all the brands are going to be pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, again, like, you know, it's kind of comes down to silly stuff. Like, does it run the camo pattern that you want? Does it have all the features you want? You know, like,
I love camo, dude. I love camo.
I'm camoed out all the time.
I love it. But yeah, man. That's
I think there's a lot of good features in both these packs.
Yeah,
really like them. Again, kind of a quick plug for our website. Go to freerangetales.com. Got a bunch of content up there. We got some recipes posted up there. So if you got some tuna in the freezer, you got some elk in the freezer, you got anything in the freezer, dude. We got a bunch of recipes out there, coming out with a bunch of different videos and content. Just trying to bring you guys some value for people out there looking at some gear like this, and maybe you want to buy this stuff. So hey, take a look.
On the fence or not. And like I asked Jason if he bought it online. This was bought online. We didn't get to try it on. But what's cool is, like, you know, on the websites and stuff, you go on the size charts, you know, find out where you fall in there, and it's gonna fit. It's gonna fit nice once you get it all set up with the torso and whatnot. They've done a good job with the sizing and pretty accurate and whatnot. So great packs, great companies. Mystery Ranch Metcalf, Kuiu Pro 3600. Good stuff, guys. If you have any questions, please hit us up. Free Range Tales, subscribe, do all the things that we need to grow, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Cheers.